Smoking kills.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Peace to the guys, man.
What's the deal?
It's the Black Regalia podcast. We back. Thank y'all for tuning in once again.
Thank
Share,
you.
and subscribe. Do all that good stuff they be talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Do that for me.
Please hit that link.
I'm Brother Kels,
It's right.
and we have our special guest today. We're gonna let him introduce himself.
Yes, sir. I go by the name Vaz. So I am a serial entrepreneur, educator. I am a licensed insurance agent. I am a musician, poet, many other things. Artist, muralist, investor, and a plethora of other things as well. So good to be here, fellas. Good
Yes,
to be
sir.
Appreciate
Yes,
you for
sir.
coming.
Thank you for showing up, brother. Thank you.
Give you some claps for that. Goddamn.
here. Yes,
Y'all see my man's be on the move out here.
sir. Yes, sir.
Outside.
Beautiful thing, man. So it's a good day this day, man. What y'all been up to, man? How y'all life flowing? What's the word?
Life.
How the week been? Tell me something good.
Loading up. That's the best way to explain it. Loading up.
Loading up.
My clip getting ready to,
Let
show
that
the
mug
world.
loose.
Yeah, let that mug loose. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I ain't gonna count. The week was, last week I told you guys it started off kind of rough, but it's.
Right.
I'm actually in pretty good spirits, but it's just like, time to do better. That's all.
Cool. Head up,
It's
chest
real,
out.
for real.
Sir.
Good. My week been good, man. Been doing a lot of introspective work and loading up, as he would say.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Been doing the same thing, man. So I've been waking up at 2 a.m. and just going from there every day.
Taking that shit a day at a time.
Committing to the process, committing to self, committing to the build, what it take, and, strengthening the, the structure of the mind and all of that.
Right. Staying consistent. I
It
see
was it was something so powerful this week I discovered
So what's-
because waking up with the sun and like watching that every rising consistently, it do something different.
Yeah.
It do something
It
different.
do.
Alignment.
Yeah, put you definitely on that schedule, man. So we got a few topics today. What y'all want to hit, man?
Y'all want to start?
What y'all want to get into?
Y'all want to start heavy or light?
So let's go heavy, man. I'm known for that. Let's go start heavy.
Okay, let's start heavy, man.
Okay. So we can start with family.
Family, okay.
Okay.
Let's get it.
Do you guys feel like a father per se, let's say the father and daughter relationship, do you feel like a father can raise a daughter and could a mother raise a son alone? How do you guys feel?
Single parenthood.
Single parenthood, because that's like really prevalent.
Absolutely not.
You don't think so?
Absolutely not. The reason I say that, right? There's a reason, we talk about the masculine and feminine balance.
Right.
So a father, right? A girl having her father around, she's at some point in her life, she's gonna feel like she's missing something. Or at some point in her life, she's gonna be over masculated through her relationships. It's gonna cause a lot of problems, right? These are things I've seen and things I learned from other people's experiences, right? So far as a mother raising a son, right? Same thing. He's gonna be over feminized as he gets older, right? He's gonna start, he's gonna start realizing some of these things, or he won't, right? It's kind of like he's missing that masculine balance. He's missing that masculine guidance, right? I think in a sense, right, it's speaking on our community, it's a very problematic thing that we don't touch on, right? We try to push individualism so much, when people talk about it, but a lot of people don't do it. But unification should be the overall goal between the black man and black woman.
I agree. God damn it.
God damn it. All right.
So that's pressure. My perspective is I think you can do, your part. In that process, if you was faced with that challenge, you can do what a mother is supposed to do for a son, and you can do what a father is supposed to do for a daughter. But I don't think without that, at least that other masculine or feminine presence, like at all in no form, like it's a setup. It's a setup, goddammit.
Like
It's a trick.
Like a recipe for this. Not necessarily a recipe for disaster, but kind of in that range.
Yeah, because you don't. At the end of the day, women just don't know certain things about men.
Yeah.
And we just don't know certain things about them. Like we don't even, we're not even aware of it. You feel me? Like, and so whenever the daughter go through that, how you going? You know what I'm saying?
How you gonna?
She trying to explain something to you that she don't understand,
And you don't.
and you can't redo it because you don't understand it either because you don't know what it is. So that's the whole unawareness of the situation. So you're dealing with, the unseen. And it's that got to come from where it's supposed to come from.
Yeah. And that absolutely causes a identity crisis as well. Right?
Oh yeah.
Not a female, a young woman, not knowing how to and tap in with her feminine nature, right? The menstrual cycle, right?
Yeah.
Not understanding, right? Mothers probably know was a certain age, right? You don't get me, mistaken, right? They probably know a certain age when it's about to come along, and they can kind of prepare their daughter for that. A father, for example, especially a first-time father, right? How's he
don't really know.
He hasn't been through it. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't know what that feels like, right? People can talk about it so much, but how do you know what that feels like? What is your empathy towards the situation?
Yeah.
That's like having the basis of knowledge about something versus actually being in the field and actually doing it or talking about
field work.
Kind of like that.
Field work.
Yeah.
It's like you can do all the studying you want. If you ain't never been in that field with that, you don't know what war is.
Yeah.
You have no idea. Speaking of war,
Favorite topic.
I want to talk about business and war.
Sir.
Is business war by like the nature of business, like just by what business is by nature? Is business can you look at it as a form of war?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's like in a sense it's competitive.
Yeah.
It's just more so it's like it's not. It can be friendly competition, but a lot of the time I'm trying to take money away from over there and bring it over here. So it's like kind of aggressive competition as well. So it's like it kind of is like war. Yep. It kind of is, like, honestly, it is.
Yeah, and if you look at history, so to say, right, the way business was conducted, before I would say Asiatic or Neanderthals kind of came and did their thing to the world, right? Colonization, all the topics we know about, right?
Right.
Business was a transaction, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, we did have issues of tribalism. Don't get me wrong, right? But there was a certain understanding, that didn't lead to mass murders, right?
Yeah.
We don't hear too much about mass murders in the ancient days, for certain reasons, right? But after a certain group of people came along, right, all these wars came along from some type of economic want, right? Not necessarily a need, but a want, right?
Yep, desire.
Yeah, look at the COINTELPRO. Look at coups in other countries, right? A lot of these things happen because either, right, America wants some, Russia wants some, or another country wants something, right? They made a form. A more brutal form of war. Business, right? It's very tactical. It's very dangerous, right? And even speaking from my own experiences, right? Not me putting myself out there and having that confidence to put myself out there and dealing with certain kind of people, right? Growing up in the hood, which I call the royal playground. We'll get to that on another subject. But coming from the hood, right? Dealing with certain situations that could have put my life in danger, right? So growing up, and getting older, I go around these businessmen or nonprofits or community people who quote unquote care about the community. That's another form of business, right? It's very dangerous to me from my experiences, right? So in a sense, dealing with business has turned me, swimming in the sharks with the great whites turned me into a megalodon mentally, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's absolutely a form of war. I think it's a very tactical form of war. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It get vicious in that business field because technically speaking, America is nothing but a business. If we want to be honest,
Quite literally.
yeah,
Yep.
America's a business.
I
Social
think
security numbers.
I think it's kind of nice though, cause like even the from the lowest, let's say, class or whatever to the highest, everyone understands that concept because in the hood, in the slums, we literally warn about this dollar. We literally warn about this business.
Oh, yeah.
No matter if it's legal or illegal, we warn about
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying? Literally.
Got to get to that. Got to get to the money.
And then once you get to that high economic level, now it's, oh yeah, I'm cutting you out the business. Nah. That's a different form of war. I'm warring with your pockets only. I'm only warring with your pockets. It's not about your life now. It's about your livelihood.
Exactly.
And so anytime, I feel like I want to get to this Royal Playground thing. But before I do that, I want to ask y'all, what's y'all definition of war? If you was to have one, if you was to conceptualize one right now.
Ooh.
War.
War is not necessarily, okay, war is we have a difference of opinion that cannot be handled by typical conversation, or it has to be handled in a more extreme manner. War can be lessened. It don't necessarily gotta be necessarily violence, but that's what I consider war. Like war is like, nah, we finna go there about this shit for real. Like something finna happen type shit.
Okay.
Yeah, war to me is a conflict that results from a want or a need. It is a more extreme form of conflict that results from a want or a need. To put it, that's the most simplest form to put it, right? Going back to economics, a president might have felt disrespected. A country might have felt disrespected or something. They want some type, they want to increase their currency or devalue the other country's currency or whatever. That's a want or a need. You know what I'm saying? They might need to do that. They might just want to do that because not all wars are necessary. As we see today, we could all live comfortably. Like if these old if these old motherfuckers knew how to control their emotions and not. And grow with the times, right? We'll be good right now, but they kind of stuck in their ego. They stuck in their old ways.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
I always be saying it's these old motherfuckers that need to get the fuck out. I keep telling people that. These old motherfuckers gotta go.
It's the old niggas' fault.
It is, bro. I ain't gonna lie. They stuck in their ways, bro.
Yep.
These old motherfuckers that run the world stuck in their way. They gotta go. They got to go. They holding on for dear life. Get your old ass out of here.
So tell me. Oh wait, dang. War to me, my definition. If I was to, in concept at least, I would describe it as differentiation of the egos.
Okay.
When two egos come into conflict. That's war in any form.
we're gonna touch on the egos for sure. We need to talk about the ego.
We can hit the egos, but explain this Royal Playground, man. What's that concept about? What's that?
So it's a concept, yes sir. So it's a concept that I came up with personally, right? Right. The Royal Playground is just when you go to the hood, right,
Yes,
or an area where it's majority black folk, right. There's some type of economic issue. There's some type of economic deprivation, right? And I feel like when our people begin to gain knowledge of self, right, we will see that our DNA, right, our DNA is, we have genes that are turned off, right, which was done purposely, right? We are naturally, in today's world, we are highlighted for being physically advanced, right? But in the old days, right, for example, we created pyramids, these all the innovations that we had throughout history, right? These motherfuckers said that aliens did that shit. Think about how advanced a person has to be to, for another group of people to say that an alien did their work. That gene, that mental part of us is not touched on as much, right? It's kind of covered up like a smoke screen. So I think the Royal Playground, right, is royal blood, it's royal DNA, it's a royal mindset. Royal, you know what I'm saying? It's a mindset of integrity, it's a mindset of discipline, it's a mindset of solidarity, right? So the Royal Playground, right, is just a area, right, full of, how should I say, hidden talent, gold that's hidden in the dirt that hasn't been touched on just yet. Royalty, right, in our DNA, our blood, right? It's the Royal Playground. Black folk, black folk, we are royal. We are our DNA. We have genes that are cut off, and I feel like once we cut those genes on, you know what I'm saying, can't nothing stop us. It's like gold that hasn't been discovered yet.
What you just said
gold
about the it being untapped potential and talent in specifically in the Royal Playground or even the hood, just like I think that's so true because it's like whenever I pay attention to like most things in the world, all of the talent really comes from the hood. They pull it out the hood and they cultivate it, and then they, do whatever they do with it. But that's where it really stems from. It really stems from those impoverished areas or those areas where you lack. So you find new creative ways to express yourself, and then it becomes capitalized on by capitalism.
It's manipulated. Yeah. It's
that's where the talent is.
Yeah, exactly.
All the talent is there.
Yeah, and we're extremely smart, right? Mm-hmm. Like I said in one of my songs, right? I'm a musician as well, poet. I'll touch on some of my attributes, but I said it's plenty of smart people in the hood. She just give them a chance. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, right? Our people think we're giving a chance. Not necessarily. In reality, we're not. Right? We're manipulated. Right? Mm-hmm. The music industry is worth billions. The hip hop rap is
just
worth
alone.
worth billions of dollars. Right? But our people think getting a couple million is cool. I think our people think getting like a couple thousand or a little small advance, like some PR, some credit. Yeah, they think they think, oh, I'm the shit. I'm about to go rock out, grab a gold chain. You know what I'm saying? I made it. No, hell no, you ain't man. You was manipulated, my nigga. You feel me? I can say it on here, right?
Yes, sir.
But you was manipulated. You know what I'm saying? In the sense to where they are devaluing you. You don't see your full value, right? So that's why I'm big on ownership. For example, like.
You think that sometimes people don't see their value because they ain't. Well, I mean, it's obvious because if you've never had anything, not to say that it's right, but if you've never had anything, you gonna think $1 million is cool. You gonna think $2 million is cool. You might think 300,000 is cool. Yeah. Even though ownership is important, but they can't see that far because, like you said, the manipulation has kind of been placed there.
So
it's like they can't see it. They never seen nobody around them.
Facts. And that's kind of what, the work I'm doing, right, so far as the community, right? My nonprofit, the Foraging Initiative, which I am the founder and executive director of, right? This summer we have a program, a financial literacy program coming up, right? So the thing you just said, right, is this untapped potential or they can't see that far ahead. We're going to help them see that far ahead so far as economics, so far as seeing their economic worth and value. Mm-hmm. Teaching them how to critically think, teaching them how to negotiate, teaching them that you don't take every single deal that's given to you. You know what I'm saying?
And you never take the first deal.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Teaching them how to have economic integrity in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So,
building up the economic mind. Yeah. And that's incredibly important because what y'all are discussing is the ability of vision
to see,
which is being robbed because they're stealing what they're stealing out of the what the gold is the imagination.
Yeah,
the imagination of these people who are connected to star systems, right? Mm-hmm. And so, with that being said, it's like earlier I was thinking, and that's crazy that we're having this conversation because that's the clearest alignment I've ever seen, but the rappers and financial literacy need to the bridge has to be being built. Mm-hmm. And together. Gratitude for my brother for doing it. Now, with that being said, what I was thinking about earlier is a part of financial literacy and a part of the rap game and all of that and having the $2 million in the first place, because that's great, except that if you don't have $2 million.
If you ain't got nothing.
If you don't have $2 million, accept $2 million because that's probably that's the smartest shit you could possibly do right now. However, that's start out money.
Yeah.
The bar is so much more higher than $2 million. Do you know what they stole from you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Everything.
Absolutely.
Like my nigga.
Everything.
I say
and
this
they
often.
it back to you.
My nigga. You know what they took, right? So the idea earlier was it's not time to sell your catalog to these people. It's not time to sell the culture. Stop being a fucking whore.
Facts.
Stop it. It's time. What it's time to do is lobby with the politicians to get them to make a voice law about copyrighting your voice. Then sell your voice to whatever you need to sell it to, right. Even subscription based, to make money off your voice, and then people can do what they want because that's what's gonna happen anyway. Y'all trying to figure out how not to get robbed. How not to get robbed is to get ahead of the curve.
Because what I was about to say is like what you were saying about like selling the culture. Like that's another thing. Like they don't think they really selling the culture because as everybody go on these interviews and act like I'm just talking about the shit I've been through. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to, like you said,
there is responsibility in voice.
I agree, but it's hard to see that when you ain't had nobody around you telling you, hey, don't do that or don't do this or we having it like this. You don't have to do that or they just looking at it from the standpoint like, well, shit, I'm just talking about my life. They paying me for it.
Right,
See,
but you are leading an entire people now.
Yeah. See, I'm glad you said that though, right?
Yeah.
So the two things in today's world that drive the black community, right? Ignorance and trauma, right? Mm-hmm. Ignorance. When I say
emotional intelligence.
And emotional intelligence, right? Ignorance, lack of emotional intelligence, lack of intelligence, you know what I'm saying? Lack of understanding and literacy, right? We don't know. A lot of our people just don't know. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Social media, influencers, politicians, the government, the people we blame all the time, right? It's not more so a blame game, it's just the shit they actually doing, right? They blind the people, right? When they blind the people, they blind masses, right? Not just black folk, but we are specifically targeted. We have been specifically destroyed, or in a sense to where we have lost a sense of identity. We have lost a sense of identity, culture, lack of unity within our people, you know what I'm saying? So in that, we lose information, right? And we become one of the most ignorant group of people on this earth, right? Even though we're very smart and intelligent, we are strategically fed ignorance, and we thrive off of that, right? I'm about to stare, right? For example, y'all grew up in high school, right? Mm-hmm. High school, look at a motherfucker wrong, y'all ready to shoot. Yeah. For what? You know what I'm saying?
It's probably finna be an issue more than like
you feel what I'm saying? Or the music industry, right? They pushing all this. We got certain rappers, right, that talk about stopping the violence, but then they right back on violence.
You say
you
that
feel
shit.
Me? Yeah, we got certain rappers on that too, right? Yeah. They thriving off of ignorance and trauma. Let's touch on trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a whole
pain rap.
That's a whole.
You niggas is being spirit cooked.
But the pain rap got my
and I'm gonna put it like this: trauma, right? That goes back to epigenetics, right? Epigenetics is a study of how your behaviors in your environment affects your the DNA that you're going to pass on to your child, or how it affects your DNA and your behaviors. You know what I'm saying? So, speaking of, we always got to touch on slavery. We always got to touch on the crack era. We always got to touch on Jim Crow and all these other historical, political weapons that were used against us, right? Because they did have an effect on our DNA. Mm-hmm. These traumas, seeing like one of your, imagine like, for example, in my DNA, right? There's probably a gene where one of my ancestors probably seen a dog rip apart their mama or their grandma or their father. Mm-hmm. They probably seen their father get buck broken. You know what I'm saying? Or either some form of torture, or homosexual act, whatever. You know what I'm saying? This is trauma passed down, right? Mm-hmm. So in a way, right, for our community, right? I know y'all see it on social media, pain rap, right? Mm-hmm. Not even just social media and rap, but it goes into other areas too. Sports, entertainment. You know what I'm saying? We think we need to use pain as our drive all the time. We think we need that we think we need pain as fuel all the time.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We think we need that. Not necessarily we don't, but that's what's driving our people though. That's just a little something to touch on up for right now.
That is something you said before. Like, why do people always choose the wrong things to like fuel them instead of using other things to fuel them?
If you love your mom, go hard. If you love your dad, go hard. But if you love the fact that you woke up today,
I think people don't be resonating with that because, like you said, it's trauma. It's like people resonate with trauma.
It's easier to do what's wrong. Yeah. It's easy because the environment is demoralized. The nation is demoralized. Everything is fucked up. It's easy to go with the fuck up.
True. Yeah.
It's easy. It is always harder to do the right thing. That's why we love the come up story, is it not?
True. That is true.
Facts.
It's like, I feel like this shit with our people is not rocket science. Mm-hmm. And even if you didn't read no shit, you can't look around and see we not where we need to be. Mm-hmm. Like, we even, and not to go against my brother at all, but also with that, to build on that, we when we bring up epigenetics and our traits that are passed down, Nigga, we got castles in Spain. We got pyramids in China. We got motherfucking pyramids in South America. Supposedly we got some shits in Antarctica, motherfucker. And so,
Wonder why we can't go there.
you know what I'm saying? We got all types. We got underwater pyramids. We got lost technologies. We got shit that measures the star systems and everything from billions of years ago. And these people are just now figuring all of this stuff out.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, brother. And so. We can tap into other parts of our DNA. We can tap into other parts of our epigenetics. Stop drawing on all that trauma. It's not necessary. We can draw on the fact that we did some solid shit for sure. And their whole system is built off our shit.
Right.
Not necessary at all, right? And something I was just writing on today in my notebook, right?
Right.
We are waking up the good genes again, right? So like the work, like I ain't just talk about myself, right? But my village, right? The people that's doing the community work, right? Or, just building businesses, changing the trajectory of their family, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are awakening certain genes in them that was already there, right? We are, technology or innovation, in the older days was more advanced than this shit today. A lot of this shit falling apart. You got shit from you got shit from 1,000 years, almost thousands of years ago. Still standing to this day. Yep. But this little shit today in this quote unquote new age or a better era crumbles in a matter of fucking years. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So I feel like we get, us as black folk, black men and women, we are getting back to a point where we are awakening those genes that are meant to build, those genes that are meant to innovate. Not even innovate, just we getting back to older ideas, you know what I'm saying? The more productive ideas instead of the regressive ideas, right, in a sense.
More creativity.
Yeah.
That's what's missing, a lot more creativity.
That's what all them solar flares is about, all them moon eclipses, all of them meditation sessions and circles y'all in on the internet following that trend and stuff. That's what it's for.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It is to unlock your DNA, to wake your ass up and get back to what you're supposed to be doing. You've been dormant. You went dormant on purpose. You knew it was going to happen. It's fine. We forgive you. Come back.
Absolutely.
All right.
That's it. That's all. Now.
Damn it.
Now, real quick, I got a side question. We're going to pivot a little bit.
Okay.
All right, bet.
Let's talk about this dating stuff a little bit. Just a tad. Just a tad.
Damn.
Just a tad.
Let's roll.
Just a tad. No, you calm your happy
Let's
ass
get
down.
it.
You be tripping. You be tripping, gang. But
I got to sit back for this one.
it's light. So let's say you was taking a woman of your interest somewhere. You had, you good. This is a different time of life, you good on the money, right?
Okay, yeah.
There's this restaurant in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Mm-hmm. And it's not like on no deck or nothing. Like it's not under that bitch, but the water is touching the windows and you can see the ocean touched it.
Like you see
that bitch hitting the windows. Like
in real time. Yeah.
Would you date? Would you go there with your person of interest or a significant other?
It depends.
What's the purpose of that structure?
I'm more so scared of the water getting in and flooding the bitch. That's it.
see me as a masculine.
But I want to do it as like something fun to do because it's different. But it's like that's what it is for me.
See me as a masculine man, right? I'm gonna protect that gene that's meant to protect is gonna kick in. We ain't going no motherfucking water if it's a risk to our life. Shit, for real.
No, we not even going. Stupid. Why would we go?
I want to go on an
It's
event.
like an experience though.
Yeah, so I was about to say that probably say some shit. I want to go on an adventure. It's an experience. I want to travel, and even if it's gonna put your life in that, you know what you're going into. But okay, that's cool.
That's just like y'all. I don't know if y'all seen the restaurant in the sky. They got like that where you had dinner in the sky. It's that shit is real.
That's the thing.
Yes, that's real. Like you can really eat in all the way up in the air.
I haven't seen that. No.
Crazy, crazy.
Okay.
So it's just like it's different, but it's like you gotta have it.
We is finna be living on the Jetsons.
Your
nigga.
partner gotta be into shit like that. Like you gotta do that with the right person. You can't just do shit like that with nobody.
Absolutely.
Hey, what is the reaction? What is the reaction if you take a woman on a sky date? Like what's coming out of that? Like,
shit.
I ain't even gonna lie. It's kind of fly.
It is fly as
It's
hell.
kinda
I ain't
fly.
gonna cap. That shit fly in the mother.
If you do that, if she work for all the, you know what I'm saying, if she meet the standards that you set in your life.
What's in the sky though?
you-
What's in the sky besides a restaurant, a sky date? We just.
I mean, yeah, we just in the air feeling.
Shit,
I'm just trying to let you feel the breeze.
I haven't seen it, but I'm imagining it as like a Marvel movie, and so
the real
The
question.
View.
Okay.
The real question: do y'all think you deserve some pussy for the sky date?
No.
You don't think the sky date deserves some pussy? Out of all the other dates, you don't think the sky date deserves some pussy?
If she does, this up to her.
I mean, I know that, but I'm saying though, like, so
See, if I'm putting in the
that's what I'm saying.
Is it worthy?
Is it worthy?
Is it worthy of
Is it worthy of the pussy though?
aftermath?
Yeah, you
late
know what
night
I'm saying.
activity?
You know what's going on.
I'm gonna just put it like this: your intention is going determine how that day or that night's gonna go.
Okay.
Your intention. That's all I can put it.
Okay. I think the date in the sky deserves some pussy. I think you went all the way up in the air. That shit expensive as hell. Anyway, it's like, hey, look, I think I deserve some pussy.
It's kind of like the SpaceX day with Elon Musk to the moon.
yeah,
and
like
shit.
I mean, if I'm gonna take you to the moon, baby, you can like rock my world or something. Like shit, I'm just saying.
You make a compelling argument.
At least
make a compelling
but women love to
argument.
say we need to be more dynamic with the things we do. I think that is worthy of some pussy. Hey, I'm just
I
saying.
think
A lot of motherfuckers getting some pussy on $40. Like, I'm just saying.
it's a lot of
I
shit
think it's
going
to
on.
touch on that, right? Getting pussy and just making that the main. Not saying that's the main goal. But
Yeah, the main goal.
I
But I'm
feel
just
like,
saying, you don't think that deserves some
no,
pussy?
I'm just
though?
saying after a certain point, after you done had so much, after you done been with so many women, and you just done dealt with that shit so much, man. It's like, shit, man. If I'm doing that, I'm just doing this shit to have a good time, man. Whatever happens after this, just happens.
That's true. Yeah.
I think
shit
that's
ain't
where I
nothing
be at with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
get
that shit ain't nothing new, man. It's like
I get
I
that.
resonate
it
with that.
is.
I resonate with that. I think that's where I be at with it because it'd be like, because like I don't know, because it's like, do I think it deserves some? Like,
Not necessarily in the shit you gotta
sure
do it, but I'm
ish,
just
because
saying,
I
like,
know you and I know what you mean,
Yeah,
but like,
And I ain't taking any girl on no damn sky date. I'm gonna put it.
That's
like
what I'm
that.
saying.
I ain't
Like,
taking-
if she made it to the sky date, you know, come on now.
we talked about some shit like that last. That's obviously some white shit. Like we can do that if we clearly together. Like we got kids and shit. Like she done earned this Scott date. I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna say it's white shit. I'm gonna just say we just experiencing life. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, right?
Yeah, like saying if we together.
Yeah, I'll say like I'm like touch on that point like in relationships and doing like when we say white shit and
No,
some
wife. I
Oh,
said
wife.
wife.
Shit. Oh, you said wife. Okay.
Yeah,
We're gonna touch on
yeah,
that other time then. Yeah. Okay.
No. What about white shit?
Shit. I think just when we white shit, right? I'm not gonna say white people do shit that's better than what we do, but I will say I'm gonna say when we are deprived of certain resources and then when we get those resources and we can do certain things, we just living life. That's all we doing. You know what I'm saying? Like white people aren't the only motherfuckers who go skydiving.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? They're
you're
not
right.
the only motherfuckers who do certain shit. You know, they just the motherfuckers who was given a priority by the government, the subsidies and the what's that shit called?
Government contracts
the
and
new
allowed to
deal.
sign treaties that they shouldn't have signed
You
and
feel me?
all
Giving
types
away
of shit.
$1 billion worth of land in the late 1800s.
all
the new
types
deal.
of fuck
They
shit.
sure
Giving them
did.
credit. Yeah, you feel
they
me?
sure did do that.
Giving them credit, giving them all these houses, making the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? And denying black folks specifically.
Let them
you
niggas
know
buy
what I'm
that
saying?
land. You
They were just a bunch of motherfuckers who was prioritized. You feel me? So they can experience the more expensive
luxuries.
shit, the luxuries. you know
No,
what I'm saying?
but
In the
I
sense.
feel you because I feel like if we all of a sudden just had the same amount of money, we'd be way flyer.
Yeah.
Like on some normal shit though.
We naturally are too. That's
Like,
just in our DNA.
Nigga,
Hell yeah.
we'd put this shit on.
Yeah.
Facts.
Niggas ain't ready for that. That's why they ain't getting niggas the money. Niggas ain't ready for that.
Yo, that's crazy. So this week, man, I pulled up to the highest level tour with 19 keys, right? And man, this shit was highly inspirational. Like highly inspirational. And as we know, Brother Nip said the highest actors, to inspire. And so I went and he had some people there talking about buying land.
Okay.
And he had Billy Carson there too talking about our DNA.
That's the truth. Billy Carson.
Billy Carson, that one.
Yes, sir.
And as we studied and all of that, we all, we know what we know. And so, not to say it was a beautiful, interesting conversation, but I'm saying, like, I was paying attention to how they structured this shit. Like how the venue was set up, how they had the stage set, how they had the order of the people come out, how they had, like, this all looked like a production, like, and that spoke to me of professionalism, and, or professionalism in another way, your tangible professionalism, as I would call it. The black community in these businesses, I think we need some more of that. Not to say to be like white people, but just because, nigga, we fly. And to show that, we need to show it. And I was just truly inspired by, like, just the look of it all, the theme of it all, who even had there, the energy in the building, how it was conducted. I don't want to give up no other details of the tour, but this man played the Hertz frequencies in that thing.
Okay.
And if you know anything about sacred geometry and cathedrals, to play the Hertz frequency in there with our people from Detroit, the energy was so fucking crazy in that thing, dog. It was crazy.
Theta Waves by Neuro Beats.
Yeah, man. He played the Hertz from Theta all the way up, from Delta all the way up to Gamma. I was like, God damn it.
Okay.
Yeah, I told Keys, I met him before, man. I told him he gonna see me again for sure. So
Right?
I'm putting that on camera. I'm putting that on record right now.
Ashe, brother. Ashe.
Seeing me real short.
Shout out to Keys, man.
So,
Ashe, man. He had two of my teachers there, Red Pill and Blue Pill. And I met him, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Was excited.
It was a vibe, man.
So-
It was a vibe to meet people that I'm inspired by, that I actually admire. I don't admire too many people.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? And just to meet people that you, like, actually your life has been affected by, it's like, man, it's dope. And then to touch hands and feel the energy is real. Like, oh, you ain't even no fraud, nigga. Oh, shit.
So you really that?
Yeah, because it's not like you be thinking your idol's frauds, but you be like,
Yeah, you never know,
thank
though.
God, nigga. I'm so happy you ain't no whole ass nigga.
You never know, because people were mad.
internet motherfuckers and shit.
You feel me?
Yep.
And they vetted. They've been doing this shit for 20, 30 years or whatever. So they vetted, but it's just like, you never know till you meet people. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so that shit was a beautiful vibe. And I just want to say, man, our ability, even though it's being stolen and manipulated, we are inspiring the entire world, like you said.
Yeah.
And like we've been speaking on. And so our strength is in us.
Absolutely. Solidarity. That's all we need.
That's all we need, for real.
Yes. And so let's hit one more before we get up out of here, man.
All right, but.
You want to hit the one off?
Go ahead,
You want to
brother.
hit this other one
Go
off?
ahead, brother. Do your thing.
We'll talk about this. Finally get to this, because we was talking about this over the phone a couple of days back. Men's reputations and how they get messed up behind other men's actions. From
So-
different standpoints, it's a broad topic, just across the board.
So
Men's
men
reputations.
doing the collective of men being judged as a collective
Yeah, behind the thing,
behind the actions of the lesser who happen to be in the spotlight of notoriety.
I'm gonna put it like this: you have the sheep, you have the bigger sheep, you have the wolves, and you have the shepherds. 9 times out of 10, that individual, right, who didn't get the recognition or notoriety that it should have gotten, they were probably a wolf, right, lone wolf or something, and they just probably got overshadowed by the big sheep. This motherfucker.
fluffy as hell. and shit.
Fluffy as hell, looks comfortable.
It looks comfortable.
Just got overshadowed by the facade, because under all that shit, just soft skin ready to get chewed on. You know what I'm saying? And I think in some cases being a lone wolf, right? Because I can speak on this myself. You have to, what Nip say? You have to represent aggressive intelligence, right? So aggressive intelligence is, in a sense, right, something I embody, right, is speak the fuck up, right? When you speak up, speak that shit correctly, speak that shit intelligently, and speak that shit proudly. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Don't let nobody play with you, especially not no motherfucking sheep. Don't let no sheep play with you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And the reason,
Especially not no motherfucking sheep.
right, and the reason I say you got the wolf and the shepherd, right?
Yes, sir.
I think the wolf knows. You know what? I'm gonna put it like this: the wolf and the shepherd, right? The shepherd is a little more empathetic, right? But I think they both understand the aspect of good being a progressive thing and bad being regressive, which is another thing I came up with, right? Good is progressive, bad is regressive. So when you talk about, how do I say this without sounding crazy? When it's time to eat, you know what I'm saying? And we know the wolves got to eat the sheep. We know the wolves got to eat certain things.
Cycle of life,
right? Cycle of life, right? Is a cycle of life progressive or regressive? What y'all think?
It's progressive.
It's progressive. So in a sense, when life is lost, right? Sometimes it's necessary.
Yes,
Sometimes it was probably just some unnecessary shit, like just going up shooting around the motherfucker for no reason. That's regressive, right?
Yeah.
That's
But
fuck.
in Detroit, right? We know a lot of people don't know how to mind their business.
Yeah.
It's consequences. It's consequences. And that's
Yeah.
a reality. That's not trying to sound tough. That's not trying to sound hard or villainous. No, that's just the reality. It was something probably had to get done.
Things require demonstration.
Regulators gonna regulate.
And sacrifice. Sacrifices will be made, as we like to say.
So, in
You
speaking
gonna
about
fuck around and get fed to an American god, nigga.
it's saying the point is saying all that, right? Speaking on the wolf and the sheep, right?
Yes, sir.
The wolf must know when to be progressively aggressive.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, instead of so that won't happen to where because we got so many thorough individuals out here, but it's overshadowed by the sucker shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. With like speaking on, and I only can speak on myself a lot of times. So I don't like speaking on shit that I haven't felt or understood. Right.
Right.
Or that I haven't
Been through.
highly observed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But right, me, I don't post a lot on social media, right? But people fuck with me in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like they fuck with me because I'm a thorough individual. They fuck with me because of what I'm on, what I do, my integrity. You know what I'm saying? My respect for other people. But in doing that, right, not being able to promote everything that I do, not caring to promote all the good shit or progressive shit that I do, there comes a certain level of assertiveness that you must carry yourself with every day. You know what I'm saying? So motherfuckers will know, don't play with me. I'm coming at you with respect. I expect respect in return. Nothing else, nothing less. We out of there. Gone. Simple.
And we not getting back right until their respect get back right.
Yep.
You feel me?
That's what it is, and that's how it is. That's principles. And that shit you got to stand on, and I totally agree with
The
that.
revolution will be televised.
God damn it.
I even got a code, man. Like, I don't mind sharing it with y'all or whoever.
Please do share with the viewers, man.
Whoever's watching, man. I started with, it's 10, right?
Right.
Aggressive intelligence,
Yes, sir.
control, which is emotional control, right? Behavioral control. So aggressive intelligence, control, smart work, hard work, solidarity, strength, power, family, dedication, and creativity. You know what I'm saying? I go by that every single day. I created that when I was like 21, I think 20 or 21 years old, right? I go by that shit every day now that I wake up. You know what I'm saying? Because even in this past year, and right, the point of me saying all this is to touch on integrity and pride, right? But I've been going in this past year, right? I done been challenged so much in trying to build, get involved in more community work to, learn how to launch my nonprofit correctly, right? Because me, I don't rush into nothing. I don't care if it's posting on social media just to make shit look good. When behind the scenes, that shit was probably messy as hell. Fuck that. I'm gonna do this shit correctly. So when you feel me? So when I launch this shit. When I promote this shit, it's moving, but it's intentional. You know what I'm saying? It's intentional and it's effective. You know what I'm saying? So in this last year, like I said, I was swimming in the sharks with the great whites. So mentally, that turned me to a megalodon. I knew I could do anything. Being through the things I've been through in this last year, dealing with the people I had to deal with, I know I can do anything now. You know what I'm saying? It's engraved in my character. You know what I'm saying? My habits are connected to my identity. So in that way, it's more process, and doing that, I make more progress. You know what I'm saying? And I uphold certain standards of myself and certain standards of others. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Naturally.
Naturally.
That's I think our people have to take note of what you just said specifically when you mentioned the people you had to deal with has only made you understand that you built like that.
Facts.
And so what that is alchemy. You've taken something and transformed it and transmuted it into your strengths.
Yeah.
And you've used it now. It's a power we bring from the unseen to the seen. And we manifest that way. So it's true manifestation. That's how you know it's real.
Facts.
And so we got to acknowledge that we be doing that shit all the time, naturally.
Yep.
That's a fact.
That's what we be doing. We be like, I ain't finna let this shit stop me. Transmutation, that's the combustion happening right there.
And I also believe in things don't happen to you, they happen for you.
You dig that?
I have been living by that for the last 6 months, I believe. Like that's when it really been hitting me. And like it's true, things don't really happen to you, they happen for you. So it's powerful that you recognize that at the young age of 20 and 21. And like you really like was like, all right, I live by these rules every day now. That's like showing like you can confidently stick to what you need to do.
Facts. Cause
What
you know,
need to be. So that's important.
I appreciate that, bro. No, you know, a lot of people talk about change, right? So put it like this: it's okay to change, but it's also okay to improve, right?
What you mean? Ain't that
So,
okay. Elaborate. Okay.
all right. So, for example, right? People, you know, we got this thing that goes on in the world now, to where everybody feel like they got to go find themselves. They need to go. They need
Oh
to,
yeah.
I need
For
to.
sure.
I need
Get
to
in that
change.
bag,
You feel
man.
me? I need to change, right? But
sure.
why is that? Because at a certain point, you skip the journey of finding knowledge of self. So, me, for example, right? I'm only speaking on me because I'm not gonna speak on somebody else's experience. I'm gonna speak on shit that I understand, shit that I, have emotionally and and emotionally processed through my mind, my heart and my senses, right? Early on, I read the 48 Laws of Power, right? So I was about 16, 17 when I started reading that, right? Because I wanted to learn strategies on how to get myself out of the hood, out of certain situations. I don't want to struggle no more. What in this book can I learn? What dangerous strategies in this book can I learn? You know what I'm saying? That I can implement into my everyday life, right? Moving forward, I realized that book was just full of a bunch of shit that Harvard ass white motherfucker wrote to manipulate and destroy, and keep that trend going. Keep that trend going of their culture and through manipulation and deception, which is
what it really is.
what they did a lot, right?
Yeah.
So that made me learn how to critically think.
Okay.
Critically think is to learn to think for myself. So at a certain point in my life, I learned to think for myself. You know what I'm saying? So I told myself, you know what? I wrote my goals out, right? I adjusted my daily habits, right, to meet those goals. So now I know what I have to do. I know my mission. I'm willing to die behind this shit, right? So now I just got to improve. I ain't got to change shit because I know what I'm on. I know what I want to do. I know myself. You know what I'm saying? I went through that journey. I went through hell. I went through, lights being cut off at the crib and starving. I felt all that shit, right? I told myself, fuck that. I'm not going back. My family's not going back. We're going to get this shit together.
Right.
And in order to do that, I must know what I have to do. As a man especially, right? We think we go off of logic and, other things, right? And I realized, okay, I don't got to change. I just got to improve. You know what I'm saying? I have to improve my mindset. I have to improve the way, my action, right? Because I move, I get shit done.
Yes, sir.
I need to do that shit 10 times now. Improve, keep going. I ain't got to necessarily change, but I need to turn it up.
Yeah.
Turn it up just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to change the channel, just turn that shit up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I think I think that's exactly how change occurs.
Yeah.
That's the only way that even happens. I think they're one and the same essentially. I think one is a building block to the other. I think because don't nothing change overnight. Shit.
Yeah.
I think then that's another thing Keys was speaking on too. Just the habits. You don't never get to where you going by changing, the amount of money you got. You get to there by changing your habits.
Changing the mindset.
The habits of a millionaire, the habits of a billionaire, the habits of that kind of person, the kind of person that does get things done. If you was lazy and sitting on the couch, nigga, that's not what them people who make that kind of money do.
Facts.
True.
And change is okay, right? I think in a certain sense, people who understand how to critically think and know how to, see the distinction between improvement and change, right? It's okay to have both. It's okay to do both. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yes, sir. When we get into this duality world, we finna get up out of here, y'all.
All right, bet.
When we get into this duality, this dualistic world, I think it's beautiful that our culture is waking up and starting to understand that duality is a thing. But understand that no realm is duality or none of that. All the realms are one.
Mm-hmm.
All of them is one. Because after you make it past duality, there's oneness.
Yeah.
And once you achieve that oneness, you can achieve anything.
Facts.
Thank y'all for coming, man. Thank you for showing up, bro.
I already know, bro.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
It's been real, y'all. Oh, by the way, happy birthday to Malcolm X.
Yes, sir. Happy birthday. That's the inspiration right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ashe. Yeah. We out. Black Regalia Podcast.
Yes, sir.
What's that?
We out.